if you can see, usually the cell wall is made up of 3 layers: middle lamellum, primary cell wall, then secondary cell wall. Yeah. When you see the middle lamella, you will have the pectins of calcium and magnesium will form the middle lamella. Then you will have the primary cell wall inner to middle lamellum. Okay. Now the primary cell wall will have most of the cellulose, hemicellulose and all. And the primary cell wall formation is basically by a process called intussusception. If you just remember the word. The primary wall production happens by process of intussusception with cellulose fibrils and hemicellulose. Then after primary cell wall, you will have the secondary cell wall. So it's like if you take a cell, the cell wall is made up of 3 layers. The outermost layer is the middle lamellum. Next layer is the primary cell wall. Then you will have secondary cell wall. So this is how the arrangement of a cell wall in plants happens. Okay. So here if you see the thing of uses of these cell wall materials for a plant cell is nothing but to give mechanical protection and tensile strength to the plant. When we go for the specific differences between primary cell wall and secondary cell wall. Okay. When you take the primary cell wall, the primary cell wall basically is inner to middle lamella. Means what? If you have a middle lamellum like this, then you will have the primary cell wall, then you will have the secondary cell wall. Actually, this is the composition. So how that arrangement happens. Okay. So here, when you see the primary cell wall function, the primary cell wall is always permeable. Means it will allow all the materials which are outside the cell into the cell. That is the main use of primary cell wall. But when you take the secondary cell wall, the secondary cell wall is totally impermeable. Impermeable means what? It will not allow any of the materials outside the cell into the cell. Okay. So why this difference is there between primary cell wall and secondary cell wall is the point of interest over here. Okay. So when you observe the composition of primary cell wall, we discussed it is made up of cellulose, hemicellulose and most of the water. But when it comes to secondary cell wall, the secondary cell wall contains additional materials like lignin. Yeah. Lignin, suberin and cutin. These are the additional materials which are there in only secondary cell wall. Why these additional materials are there in secondary cell wall, that point we are going to discuss right now. So when you take the materials lignin, suberin or cutin, these are all organic polymers which are very rigid and very closely and tightly packed around the plant cell, and they form the cork or the bark part or the hardwood part of the plant cell. Did you remember the discovery of cell in the history class? Yes?
I can't remember his name, but by Robert Hooke's, by reading Robert Hooke's book in which he wrote about the cell, he started observing them.
Yeah. That bark material which gives the hard texture to the plant or the tree trunk, which is nothing but the lignin material. That hard part of the trunk is due to the secondary cell wall structure, the lignin or the suberin materials. Okay. One more point over here. If you observe the features showing the primary cell wall and secondary cell wall differences, Here the word called pits, P-I-T-S, pits. Okay, so this pits word you have to understand, because when we get into the next topic in this chapter, we'll get this word very frequently. Okay, now when you say pits, what does mean by pits? Pits are nothing but gaps. Okay, those are nothing but gaps. The gaps you will find only in secondary cell wall. We won't find in primary cell wall. Okay, Kavya, you can see now. Okay, thank you. So why? My question is why we see pits? I mean the gaps only in secondary cell wall, not in primary cell wall. That's my question. So here, because of the lignin, the extensibility, I mean the permeability, the exact word which we have to use here regarding pits is the permeability of materials outside the cell into the cell. That is considered as presence of pits in secondary cell wall. See, if the secondary cell wall is totally not permeable to anything from outside the cell, then the cell may die, isn't it? So there should be some gaps if part of cell wall is not permeable to all materials. So some gaps are there only in secondary cell wall due to its nature, due to its impermeable nature to the substances to get into the cell. That's why we'll find pits. Am I clear with that point? Okay, so these are the remaining differences which you would have understood, like where they lack the position, the nature, all these things we discussed in the earlier class when we talked about how primary and secondary cell walls are produced. Discuss the various other functions of the cell wall. Usually, the cell wall, if you take, definitely it gives the skeletal framework, the backbone of the cell. It gives proper shape to the cell, and even it protects the plant cell. That's why we have cell wall only in plants. Okay, we have various functions of cell wall. These two functions are the applications related to the structure of cell wall. Okay, now when you see the other functions of a cell wall, if you take this word apoplast, okay, first we'll discuss now the other functions of cell wall are related to its structure. Something like the cell wall provides a definite shape, and cell wall gives protection to the plant cell. Then cell wall forms the skeletal framework of the plant, and it gives mechanical support to the plant. All these are general features. Okay. Now coming to the most important point regarding cell wall is apoplast. What does it mean by apoplast? This is the point of interest over here. Now suppose when you take a cell like this, beside cell you will have another cell, another cell. Like this you will have various cells, isn't it? Now when you take various cells, how the cells are getting communicated with each other? When you observe the cell wall structure, there is a structure called a joining point between each of the cells, so that each of the cells will get communicated with each other. So how the communication happens is because of the bridge-like structures between the cells called plasmodesmata. So the bridge-like structures are called plasmodesmata. Here you can see the bridge-like structures between each of the cell. Those bridge-like structures are called plasmodesmata. So here what happens is this plasmodesmata will make communication between the cells because of the cell wall. So the cell wall basically we assume as the cementing substance between each of the cell. So the cementing nature of cell wall is called apoplast character. Hope I'm clear about this thing. The word
Yes, ma'am.
plasmodesmata and apoplast. The major function of cell wall in plants is it acts as apoplast. Apoplast is nothing but the cementing nature of the cell wall. The cementing nature is nothing but making communication between different cells. So the communication is made between different cells because of the presence of bridged structures called plasmodesmata. Okay?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, then
Yes.
can we say it like that? The space between two plasmodesmater.
Yeah, you can make it out. Actually, it's not like a two plasma. Between two cells, every cell will have plasma membrane around it, isn't it? So here we are talking about plant cells. That's why we are talking about cell wall. But when you take animal cells, we won't find cell wall. We'll have only plasma membrane. So the connection between plasma membranes of different cells is nothing but plasmodesmata. You can go for that point of meaning for plasmodesmata. Yeah, fine. The other most important function of plant cell wall is something different. Okay, here we have to learn two important points. Now, in the cell, we'll have a vacuole, which is the prominent one when compared to all other cell organelles. Okay, so when the food is prepared by the plant, you'll have food material in the form of glucose and other carbohydrates inside the plant cell. All those things will be stored inside the vacuole. Okay. Now, when the vacuole gets filled up with all the stored food material, what happens is the concentration inside the cell will be more than the concentration outside the cell. Okay, here we call this as the outside of cell. Assume like it is outside of cell. And when the food gets prepared and stored